Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryesu Sarvada Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Vagartha Vivasamprikto Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameswara Saraswati Mahamaye Varade Kamarupini Kaksharambha Karisyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nisprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Satchidananda Rupaya Visvotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrasham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Namaste. So, today we are going to talk about the chakra and their awakening or activation part, which is part of also Kundalini Yoga. So, nowadays, like you listen about the Kundalini Yoga, which is like what we say, getting very famous as well. So, understanding of the system and understanding of that yoga by itself. So, there are 3 nadis. So, out of 72,000 nadis, the 3 nadis are major: Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. So, these 3 major nadis are playing very important role in our life. So, nadi means channels, energy channels, which are invisible. And when the Ida nadi and Pingala nadi moves upward from left to right, right to left, upward, so it creates the wheel, the chakra, right? Or sometimes it is known as a disc, as well as it is known as an energy station. So, where the energy stays for some time. So, energy station, energy center. So, energy get accumulated into those chakras and then start like processing into the whole system. So, those are called chakras. So, Ida and Pingala are creating the chakras along with Sushumna Nadi there, but at the same time what's happening, while going from left to right, right to left. Some of the like blockages also comes on the middle, and these blockages are need to be unblocked, and we need to unlock them or unblock them through the practices. Now we will understand these like chakras, how to, like what we say, understand the difference between the activation and the awakening of the chakras here. So first chakra is known as Mooladhar. Swadhisthana. Manipur. The fourth one is known as Anahat. Vishuddhi. Ajna or Agya. And the seventh one is known as Sahasrar. So 7 chakras: Mooladhar, which means root chakra; Swadhisthana, which means sacral chakra; Manipur, which means solar plexus; Anahat, which means heart chakra; Vishuddhi, which means throat; and Ajna or Agya chakra means the third eye; and Sahasrar is known as crown chakra. Mooladhar chakra, from here, from the Mooladhar to Sahasrara, the time of activation into the chakras from our birth begins, and how this time is distributed, that we will see here now. So Mooladhara chakra gets activated from 0 to 7 age. So natural activation. Then 7 to 14 Swadhisthana. Then 14 to 21 Manipur. 21 to 28 Anahat. 28 to 35 Vishuddhi. 35 to 42 Agya, and 42 to 49 Sahasrar. So 0 to 7 age, in this age the activation of Mooladhara chakra has taken place. Now what is the Mooladhara chakra for? Will to live. So will to live. We are wanting to survive. We are willing to survive. So first thing in our life, what is it? It's about living. How to live, how to survive. For example, if we go somewhere else, for example, we have came from our home to Rishikesh. So first thing, what did we do? Through the internet, we have found the place, we have found the accommodation, right? So cloth you brought with you already, and then you have looked here for shelter and the food. So like, where will I find the food? Where will I find the shelter? So 3 basic things are there part of our life that we are looking for. These are food, shelter and clothing for the purpose of protection. So since childhood, that was part of our, like what we say, survival. But in the childhood, we are not able to manage, or like we are not able to kind of like create it for ourselves. We are not able to kind of like organize it for ourselves. So who will organize all those things for us? Our parents. Like if we have parents, then parents will organize it. Some people are born, like what we say, without parents sometimes due to any reason. There can be many reasons and they don't have parents. Then what happens? People send them into the orphanages, and then in the orphanage are taking care of them. So taking care of the food, shelter and the clothing. So like that what happens? Or if not, then for some time, like the person survives somehow by God grace, and then after some time what happens? Start searching for three things, which is called food, shelter and clothing. So this is our basic need. First, mool adhar. Mool means root. Adhar means foundation. Root foundation. So root foundation is first, which is like surviving. So if our survival needs are completed, automatically what will happen? From there we will start evolving and our thinking will start getting developed. Is that clear? So activation of the Mooladhara chakra has happened, and once that activation has happened, we started going towards it. But now here Ida and Pingala started playing very important role here. Ida is known as the nadi of acceptance. Pingala is known as the nadi of rejection. So these needs, the survival needs, they start turning into the want slowly. And when they start turning into the want, then either we go through the acceptance or either we go through the rejection. So too much acceptance is not good and too much rejection is not good. Right? So what do we need? Understanding. So once this balance, this understanding comes, this will bring the awakening into our life. So awakening means understanding. So here we can say, like once the understanding has come, that Mooladhara chakra has awakened. It means we have gone higher than the Mooladhara chakra by awakening it, by understanding that what is the need of the life. Right? Otherwise what happens? We remain attached to many things. And then there are two types of fear in our life. One fear is there, not having the survival things, right? Not having the survival things in our life. So we are having a fear of it. Oh, I might not have this, I might not have that, right? How will I get it? So that's the first fear. And second fear, somehow I have managed to get it in my life. Then later on, I have another fear. And what is the fear? Fear of losing it, right? So first, I don't have it. Second, I will lose it. And then we get stuck, we get attached. So this attachment, this, like what we say, bondage with the Mooladhara chakra keeps us stuck with that, and then we never move on from the things. And we never evolve. So it is okay to have house, it is okay to have like food and survival things in the life, but we don't need to be attached to them. We need to understand them as our tool, that they will support us, but don't get attached to them like they are everything. There is something higher than that also. But if we get attached too much to that, then we remain always stuck with this. Is that clear? So in one way, the other desires also start arising based on that. When something becomes want, then so many wants start coming, but as it's a Mooladhara chakra and it's an age of 0 to 7, so everything remain in dormant form. So dormant means inactive. It's not too active, it's not that much effective at that time, and somehow if the parents are giving us the proper education related to that, then definitely the awakening will take place. Otherwise, what will happen? We will remain stuck with that and always running towards the desire, and new desires will be arising. Today this one, tomorrow another one, tomorrow another one. So always some desires will be keep on arising, and we will be getting affected by that. Is that clear? So desire of anything will come and will affect our life. So that's first one. So natural activation will bring all that, and awakening will only happen when through the practices and through the understanding, when we awaken the chakra, when we understand about it, like what is our need. That will be the understanding. How we will get detached? When we will understand our need, that our need is only food, shelter and clothing, rather than that other things are just as a want. We are having everything else only and only according to want, and then we are doing the show off all the time, and with that show off we are affected. So as a spiritual, like what we say, practitioner, we need to remain aware of that. And that's why, like it has been said, aparigraha, we have to practice non-possessiveness, santosh, contentment, we need to practice, right? And then once we practice such things, our Mooladhara chakra will be awakened. Is that clear? And through the awakening, what will happen? This middle path will get clear, and we will say Sushumna Nadi is unblocked, energy flow is moving upward. Otherwise remain stuck here, and we get stuck with these new desires. So many desires are keep on coming, even though in inactive form, right? Inactive form, but still effective. Then we move to up to the Swadhisthana chakra. 7 to 14 age is the time of activation for this chakra, and this comes as will to feel. So will to feel means now the desires which are inactive in the Mooladhara chakra move upward, and this is the age, Swadhisthana chakra, in which 7 to 14 age, what happens? The time of development of the hormones. So when the hormones are getting developed, then because of this, all the desires which we are having, we start kind of like craving for them in order to experience and feel. Is that clear? So feeling of them, experience of them in the Swadhisthana chakra. So many type of different addictions towards them, we start going there. So all type of, like what we say, addiction and attachments related to, like what we say, physical or like sensory attachments or sensory cravings will start coming into Swadhisthana chakra. And because of that, what will happen? We will get stuck into all those desires in order to experience them, right? So people like who are going for smoking, drinking, or like what we say, any kind of other addictions, if they are having, they get stuck with that. And due to this addiction, what happens? Our inner powers, like the creativity, productivity, which is given to us, because this second chakra is also the chakra of creativity, productivity, right? So our creativity and productivity will be affected by that, and we will not be able to see our powers and our creativity into our life. So Swa Adhisthana means, Swa means self, Adhisthana means residence. Self residence, like where we live, in our character, in our like behavior, in our like what we say, the power. So that's our power, and in that power, when it is getting affected, so development will get stopped. We won't get developed. Why? Because we have some doubts on ourselves. The self-doubt will start coming here. Self, like what we say, judgments will come into this chakra. Due to what? Due to remaining addicted. For example, if I know that I am all the time like doing the karma which are like bad karma, which are some kind of like what we say, the actions which are harmful for others, and then I am going in front of the God and worshipping, so I know that I have done some harmful karma, so I will not be able to do the good puja in front of the goddess. My puja will be also affected, and it won't provide me the peace, harmony within me, right? I will be still affected. But if I have done the puja with complete purification by, like what we say, knowing that my actions, whatever I am doing with my intention is always good, clear and pure. With the pure intention I am doing all my action. So by doing those action, my puja becomes also very strong, very powerful, and then the self-respect start coming to ourselves. So this is the Swadhisthana chakra from 7 to 14 age, and then many different type of creativity will be increased. But normally what happens in this age? In this age, people get, like what we say, attracted towards the addictions and start running into that age. So the children are sent into the schools to study. Instead of the study, what they do? They bunk the classes. After bunking the class, either they like make friends, right, and then they just like hang out with them. They start kind of like what we say, going for smoking, drinking, and any kind of addiction, and because of that they cannot focus on their study, on their qualities, on their, like what we say, creativities, and then they get stuck there due to acceptance and rejection. So some people, they do the acceptance. So what is acceptance here? Like if something has been said not to do, still we do it, still we accept it. It's like, I know it's not good, right? I still do it, I accept it, and sometimes I accept it too much. And some people do rejection. So rejection means, oh no, my father doesn't like it. If he ever sees me, then he gonna kill me, he gonna say this, he gonna say that. So many things comes into our mind, and due to that, what do? We suppress the feeling. We want to do it, but because of my father, because of my parents, I'm not able to do it. So it's a suppressed like feeling, and this suppressed feeling, one day what will happen? As much I am suppressing, one day it will blast, and then it will come out in a bigger form. So it is very important to bring the understanding on this second chakra, and when the understanding comes, then we will say the Swadhisthana chakra has been awakened. Got it? So when understanding comes, we get the understanding why not to be addicted to anything, why no smoke, why no drink, right? And why no unnecessary friendship. When this understanding is provided to us by our parents, by the family, by people, then Swadhisthana chakra will still remain blocked. But after that, what will happen? When the understanding comes, the unblockage, or we say unblocked chakra, will be there, and awakening will come. But what happens? The proper education, when we don't get in a form of, like what we say, as a understanding, then we remain always stuck with those things, and always different type of addictions are coming there. So addiction can be of anything else. I have given you little, like what we say, those examples which are kind of like not so good, but there can be addiction of the food, there can be addiction of, like what we say, being succeed in the life, and also like that, these addiction, if some addictions are good, is that clear? So good addictions can be there, but not too much. If because of our, like what we say, good addiction of being success, we lose other things in our life which are important part of our life, then also it's going to be affecting us. So both one, positive one, negative one, everything should be understood and in the control. We have to feel them, we have to experience them. It is okay to experience everything. When we experience the things, by experiencing the things, we learn. the lessons are learned properly. Is that clear? But when we don't have any experience, how can we learn anything? So that how Swadhisthana chakra will get awakened. Otherwise, it will remain blocked and the energy will be circulating into the same chakra. Then comes Manipura chakra. Manipura chakra gets activated from 14 to 21 age, natural activation, which is the age of adulthood. In this age, what happens? The adulthood comes and we become adult. By getting this adulthood, the self-choice, self-freedom we get. So, we get the freedom of choosing anything. Freedom of, like what we say, life. So, it's a chakra of freedom. Freedom of life, freedom of like choices. So, this is a chakra which is called will to think. Will to think. So, freedom of thinking can be there. So, our own idea, own, like what we say, thought process gets the freedom from this age, which is called 14 to 21 age. Ida and Pingala. Because of the Ida and Pingala, acceptance and rejection will remain there. What to think, what not to think. How to think, how not to think. So, we will remain confused into our thinking process. Positive thinking, negative thinking. Too much positivity, too much negativity as a thinking will come there as Manipura chakra, and the life will be imbalanced. And that what is happening naturally, like in the life we can see also normally everybody is stuck into these type of thinking, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and by being stuck into all these thought process, we are not clear about our life. We are not confident about the life, where I want to go, what is my direction, whether to be this, whether to be that. So, Shushumna Nadi need to be awakened for that, and through the many different practices of like asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, when we practice such things, so Manipura chakra will be awakened, and then after awakening that, energy will move upward. Otherwise, what will happen? Through the Ida and Pingala Nadi, acceptance and rejection will remain there of thought process. That's why law is, it says it's a time of, like when adulthood comes, so in that adulthood, if anybody does any crime, then the person is sent into the proper prison. But before that, if anybody does any kind of crime, nowadays it has been increased, the age from 14 they made it 18. Is that clear? From 14 it has become 18. So before that, if anybody does any crime, then they send them into Juniva, right? So what is it? Juvenile. So juvenile is the, like what we say, the jail, which is like more giving education there to children, that children can learn the good lessons there and never do any kind of crime in the life. But after the adulthood, proper, like what we say, prison is given. So that how this is a Manipura chakra, that which gives us the freedom of thinking and make us free. Is that clear? Then if not understood, it means like if not awakened properly, then we remain confused. Anybody can manipulate us, anybody can make us to do anything. It means our self thought process has not developed. We are still behaving in such way that others are telling us and we are doing things. Whatever others are saying, we are doing that. So self mind has not been used. Whatever other people are saying, we are just going behind it. So this is called Manipura chakra. Once it is awakened, then we move upward. Otherwise, we remain stuck here. So mainly I will say half of the society is still there into these three chakras. The desires, the experience of the desire, and at the same time the thinking, right? So thinking Yeah, so thinking process as a positive, negative thinking, right, wrong thinking and all, and never getting out of that loop. So most of the people are like that. Then comes Anahat Chakra. Anahat Chakra gets activated from 21 to 28 age. In this age, so the natural activation happens, so this is called will to love. Will to love. What kind of love we are talking here? So here it talks about the unconditioned love through awakening. If awakening happens, then unconditioned love will be in the life, and we will understand, we will have the understanding of unconditioned love. But if not, then what happens? Due to the Ida and Pingala Nadi, there will be attachment. Due to Ida Nadi, attachment to the love, and due to Pingala Nadi, attachment to hate. So love and hate, two type of attachment will remain there. So either I will love somebody and I will be attached, or either I will be hating somebody with complete attachment, and this attachment will keep our heart chakra blocked. So what will be there? The blockage of attachment of love and attachment of hate. There will be so many people I love, there will be so many people I hate, there will be so many things I love, and there will be so many things I hate. So loving and hating things is actually creating a, like what we say, very powerful wall in between us and the others. So we need to break that wall, and after breaking that wall, what will happen? The openness, the freedom of the chakra will be there. So we will understand the complete love, the true love, the unconditioned love for each being on this planet. Whoever is there, animals, nature, people, whoever is there, there will be unconditioned love for them. Got it? Yes, so this is called Anahat Chakra, will to love. And if not understood, then most of the time this will be there. This is mine, that is yours. Fight. And that how the fights are happening all the time. Emotions are created. And not even the, like what we say, in general people, in the higher level, in upper level also that's happening. If you look at the countries, so countries are fighting to each other. By what? By saying that this is mine and that is yours. This is my place, that's your place. People are fighting for the place, people are fighting for the power, people are fighting for the success, right? This is mine and that is yours. So here, to understand the unconditioned love, we have to become one. Oneness is very important. Once that oneness comes, then Anahat Chakra will be awakened and deeper connectivity to the like a real self will take place here. So now this is called Anahat Chakra. Now after this, once it is awakened, we will move upward. If not, then we will remain stuck with this hate and love, attachments all the time. Now Vishuddhi Chakra gets activated, and from 28 to 35 age. In this age, what happens? The Vishuddhi Chakra is getting activated. So this is a chakra for will to express. So will to express. Chakra of communication, chakra of expression. So the real expression will start coming out if the awakening happens, but when it is activated 28 to 35 age, at that time, due to Ida and Pingala Nadi, their effect, what happens? the egoistic I, like which kind of like try to show like, yes, I am everything, right? That happens. And then another I, which is kind of like what we say, wrong I, ignorant I. Like I am understanding myself. Who am I? I am understanding myself as a body, mind, energy, and many other things. So I am just keep on understanding myself that way, and I am expressing myself in that way. Expressing like, oh, I am a very normal person, like what we say, middle caste family, this, that. Huh? Not valuing yourself, or you can say like you give low value. Like we give low value to ourselves. So when we give low value to ourselves, it means we are just living with the ignorance, and that's our, like what we say, limit. So we limit ourselves. With the limitation we live, and while limiting ourselves with the Ida Nadi, what's happening? Our life is affected. And here in this, like what we say, Pingala Nadi, like what we say, this ego comes. I am great, I am knowledgeable, I am intelligence, I am this. So we are doing show off of it and trying to kind of like what we say, advertise that, and that's like what we say, egoistic I of being rich, of being knowledgeable, of being intelligence, of saying many things to ourselves. So this is also wrong I, right? But in a way of showing off. That wrong I is based on ignorance. So here Sushumna Nadi will bring the understanding of real I, pure I, the pure consciousness. So pure consciousness will be realized here, and that pure consciousness, when it is realized, then I have the true self connectivity and realization of the true self, right? So this is the chakra of true self expression. How will I express myself? Truly, without any cover, without any color. So there will be a transparency, and that transparency will come as a purpose of expression, right? Communication will become clear. Otherwise, what kind of communication will be there? Either we become introverted, either we become extroverted, right? So introverted because I am having the fear within me and I don't want to be open in front of us. Extroverted, if I don't say anything, then I will be known as fool person, I will be known as ignorant person. So person become ignorant. Some people like to have attention from others all the time, and they start becoming more extroverted, like everywhere, like they just want to speak, even though what happens, there is no sense of speaking, still they speak. And what is that? That's called this Pingala side, the rejection side, right? So both type of expressions are not good. What is the good expression? The true expression of the truth of the self. So that is our Visuddhi chakra. So mainly we have to work on these 5 chakras. Then the higher chakra is called Ajna chakra, Agya chakra, which gets activated from 35 to 48 age. Agya means order, command. So here that command is the commanding power comes to us in the age of 35 to 42, and this is the chakra for will to see. So will to see means what to see, what not to see. The clear perception. Clear perception will be reached there when we reach the Agya chakra and we connect to the awakening. So below this, there is a materialistic duality. Once we reach here into Ajna chakra, we connect with the spiritual duality. So what is the spiritual duality? I am the self and there is Supreme. That there are two entities. One is called Self and another is called Supreme. So Self and Supreme as a two entities, and both these entities, right, are different from each other. That spiritual ego, the spiritual duality comes, and we remain always stuck with that until we cross that, until we move on from that. So this is the place of spiritual duality, and these are all materialistic duality, right? So materialistic duality on the each level, based on our desire, experience of the desire, thinking, gut feelings, right? Low confidence, right? The hate, hurting into our heart chakra, right? Hates, hurting, too much excitement, too much love, attached love, all that is part of Anahata Yoga. And Vishuddhi chakra is like problem and issues related to expression to the people. So this, once this is like materialistic duality is like what we say, completely understood properly, and understanding of the materialistic duality came. So Sumna Nadi is awakened, energy will start moving upward, will reach to the spiritual duality, and in the spiritual duality we will get out of this self and supreme confusion, and we will become one. And when that oneness comes, so from 42 to 49, the Sahasrara chakra gets activated, and then will to be. That's the last stage, and in this last stage, will to be. We just want to be. And just to be is called Samadhi, enlightenment, completeness, Purnata, right? Or we can say reaching the stage of Sunya. So what is Sunya? Zero. And what is zero? Nothing and everything. So nothing in everything, everything is in nothing. That's called Samadhi. What is Samadhi? Nothing in everything, and everything in nothing. Means in nothing there is everything, and in everything there is nothing. Understanding that. Like where we see nothing, there is everything. And where we see everything, there is nothing. Who understands this, who remains in this moderation, is Samadhist. Who is not affected by anything, who is just understanding all this, and who has that understanding. That's called Samadhi. So Samadhista, right? And this is the understanding of this awakening and activation. So activation is naturally there already for everybody, but what do we have to do is awaken it. So awaken means bring the right understanding of everything. Is that clear? Why? What am I doing? Why I am doing? Right? Is that any balance for it? Am I going on one direction? And am I on that direction extremely there? Like, is it an extreme state of me that I am going into that direction? Any direction I can choose, left or right, right? Negative or positive. So extreme negativity is not good, extreme positivity is not good. The middle way, the middle path is need to be chosen, that instead of wasting our time, energy into unnecessary things, we can use it for the higher goal, for the higher purpose, which is called Samadhi, as awakening. If somehow we miss it here also, then we fell down and then we come back. Then what happens after 49? We again become child in the old age. So when we become older, then we become again child. We start also kind of like what we say, having the desires there, feeling of the desires. Then after that, self-doubts, right? Self-judgments and all. Then like hate and love will start coming there. That's why what happens in the like age when the people are like somewhere as 80, 85, something. So they start getting attached to everything, and at the same time love and hate start coming to them at that age. Even it's an age of leaving this body, that everything has to be left, but because of ignorance became so powerfully affected on them that they are not able to understand the clarity of the life and still stuck into that. Who got the grace of the divine, they got free from it. Is that clear? So this is the concept of Kundalini awakening. So Kundalini awakening is not any mystery or magic. Inner powers we all are having, and psychologically we develop them, right? Whatever we see in an outer form, in the pictures, in the movies and all, that something is happening, like the chakra is coming behind you, right? The aura is coming out of your body. I do this and then some light come from it towards you. Not like that is going to happen in the Kundalini awakening. Kundalini awakening means something inner changes, inner development and inner transformation has started. Our psychology start getting transformed. And what is the transformation? From materialistic we reach the spiritual, and from the spiritual we reach higher, right? From tamas to rajas, rajas to sattva, right? So asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityur ma amritam gamaya. Lead me from unreal to the real, lead me from darkness to the light, lead me from death to immortality. That's the purpose of this whole Kundalini process, and it can happen with any practices which you are doing in the form of asana, pranayam, concentration practices. Like when we are practicing bandhas during the pranayam, at that time it is helping with the each chakra to unlock these psychic powers, right? Unlock the psychic powers and unblock them. Whatever blockages are there, those psychic powers will start getting unblocked, and we will be able to use them in our life. And that's how people become scientist, engineer, great thinker, artist, who they are, all with their superpowers which are within them, and then they start using those powers in the society. But again the ignorance takes over, ego comes, and their ego puts them down again, and awakening cannot be there. But if we use our power in the form of any art, whatever art we have, in the form of awakening, then it can change our life completely. If we don't use it for the selfishness, if we are using it for the purpose of development, for the purpose of like what we say, evolving ourselves, then it can make us awakened completely. Is that clear? So that's called Kundalini awakening and activation.